The Indian men's hockey team now know at last what exactly their pathway to potentially another medal in the 2024 Paris Olympics is. But whilst it is worth noting that the men's team have improved immensely in recent times and of course will be entering the 2024 Paris Olympics as the holding bronze medal winners, well, let's just put it this way: the draw for the two pools, which is how, of course, both teams are separated. There's Pool A and Pool B. And 12 teams, they're split into pools of 6. The pool draw hasn't really done India a lot of favors. And in fact, to put it politely, it is definitely a tricky one. One would even argue that this is, in fact, as the term is commonly used for other sports, where you'll term a certain group the group of death. The group that, or the pool that India have been put in, can be termed the pool of death. That is because you are up against some opposition with serious hockey pedigree. And I know the argument is, while and it's a fair one that will be posited, is that in the Olympics it's only the best of the best teams that qualify. So hoping for an easy draw might not necessarily be the best solution when it comes to such a tournament. And you're correct. But the point is, the one thing you want to be able to do is be assured an easy spot or an easy pathway into the knockout stages. That, by the way, is exactly what India are not getting in this circumstance. Why did I say that? Well, let's quickly take a look at what exactly their pool is, shall we? Drum roll, this is the pool. India are going to be in a pool alongside Belgium, Australia, Argentina, New Zealand and Ireland. You heard that right. Look at those teams again. You've got India, you've got Belgium, Australia, Argentina, New Zealand and Ireland. That is the pool. Now, of these, realistically, the only game that should in fact be a very easy game, if you're looking at it from the Indian perspective, yes, there's New Zealand, who probably won't pose as much of a challenge, and there's of course Ireland, who had to leave it very late to qualify for the tournament. But beyond that, the major teams that will really be causing a lot of Indian fans sleepless nights is seeing Belgium and Australia. Australia, put it this way, they are India's bogey team in hockey and have been for quite some time. Last time around as well, India and Australia were in exactly the same pool in the Tokyo Olympics. You know what had happened in that match? India lost 7-1 to Australia. India have lost in more tournaments recently in Australia than I care to remember. And even if you go all the way back to the 2010 Commonwealth Games, where India were winning gold medals for fun, the one sport which many expected them to win, but in which they couldn't get the gold, was hockey. Why? Because they were up against Australia in the final. So it is, of course, that is massive. And if you think that's bad, Australia are, of course, the reigning silver medalists in the Olympics, which means they made it to the finals but lost. But who were the gold medalists in 2020? Belgium, in the same group. So basically, the pool includes all three medalists from last edition. You've got gold medalist Belgium, you've got silver medalist Australia, and you have bronze medalist India in one pool. To say that that is an absolute crackerjack of a group would be putting it mildly. And even if you're looking at the other three teams, as I pointed out, you'll see I said New Zealand would be somewhat easy to beat. Same with Ireland. I've not even mentioned Argentina. Argentina are a team that have seen a little bit of a decline in hockey in recent years, but in 2016 they were the gold medalists in hockey, so there's definite pedigree there. Even right now, they are the 7th ranked team in the world as far as the men's FIH rankings are concerned, so they are a decent side. And as for New Zealand, well, New Zealand did actually end up beating you in the World Cup, which was held last year, early last year in India itself. You remember that there was a crossover match and it ended 3-3 in normal time. It went to penalties and New Zealand ended up beating you. So you have prior history against New Zealand as well. Realistically, Ireland are the only team who you can consider a walkover or a bit of a cakewalk as far as the fixtures are concerned. Beyond that, you have Belgium, Australia, who will be definitely very tough. Argentina can be tricky opponents, and New Zealand too. Well, you do have a little bit of a, let's say, there's recent baggage, but you should be able to win. But leaving all this aside, I bet you're thinking, okay, great, this is good. We know it's a tough group, but what exactly is the pathway that India have, and how tough really does this make it for them to even make it to the knockouts? The answer to that is simple. I mean, you have 12 teams in both pools, so that means 2 pools, you have 6 teams each, and of those 6 teams, 4 teams each qualify. That means you have a quarterfinal round. So in that quarterfinal round, you'll have 4 teams from Pool A and 4 teams from Pool B who will be making it. And the way the format works is that you'll play teams from across your pool, which means the good news is that if India do in fact make it to the knockouts, they're not going to be going up against the likes of Belgium and Australia, at least in the quarters. Not till at least the semis or finals can they be playing again. Now, that means that India's path to the quarterfinals definitely has been toughened, but you would expect that this team are good enough to at least make it to the quarters. The key thing, of course, as is always the case, is you want to be finishing higher in your group so that you get the lower placed team from the other group, because again, it just eases your path. Again, if you make it through to the semis, then either which way you're in medal contention. Win the semi-final, you're guaranteed a medal because you'll get a silver even if you lose. Even if you lose the semi-final, you know that you're 1 win away from winning the bronze medal, which is what India did in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So, as I said, the way to the quarterfinals is much tougher, definitely, than you'd have wanted it. They should make it. After that, though, how far they can go, that's really dependent on them, because there's every chance you could be up against, either of, let's say, Belgium or Australia in the semis as well, because again the pool keeps getting smaller. You're going to be up against them there. At least in the quarters you won't get them, but in that knockout round you most likely will, and they really are 2 of the gold standard teams in hockey right now. You've got potentially, Australia, one of those teams who've always been doing well, whether it be Asian, Pro League, Olympic level, of course. Belgium are the defending Olympic champions in the sport of hockey, and that's a sport where the Olympic gold, the team sport, actually means something, because you have the best of the best, you have senior players. It really does mean a lot. So the pathway for India has gotten a lot tougher, and it's a bit unfortunate, but that's just how the luck of the draw works. You guys can let us know in your comments whether or not you're happy, dissatisfied, how does you feel about this particular draw. And also don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon as well. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports the Cap, and if you're already on the channel, well, go right ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well, and stay tuned. We've got plenty more coming your way, including a live dugout. For now though, from my side, it is goodbye.